Okay, so if you go to today's Moodle page, there's a bonus project called the Skull Trace, and you'll download an Illustrator file from this one. It's due November the 11th. Hopefully that week will be the week that we do the Illustrator test, and so this is going to count 10 bonus points on the Illustrator test. If I'm not here, we won't have a really good Illustrator review, so I want to give you all an opportunity to at least get good bonus points for this particular test. So you've got plenty of time to work on it if you don't start it today or finish it today. When you download it, this is what the project looks like. It's Halloween, so I want to give you all a nice Halloween theme thing. This is all created in vector format. And so this is something you can recreate using just the pen tool. This is the tool I want you to get the most practice in because it's the workhorse of Illustrator. It's the one thing you're going to use over and over again. So I'm going to grab my pen tool. What I want you to do is to retrace each one of these objects. Now, if you look really closely, it's very detailed, but some of these objects are pretty simple. Actually, I see a lot of circles. I'll allow you to use the Shapes tool. So I'm going to get my Ellipse tool. I'll choose an empty layer. You can pick a color, make it any color that you want. I want you to recolor this entire thing. So I'm just going to stick with green. If you want to zoom in, Command and the plus sign will allow you to zoom in. And remember, the space bar will allow you to move around. And you can start off by just going around and filling in all of the circles that you see from here over and over again. I won't make y'all watch me do this one. But with the pen tool, I want you to practice retracing off some of these more dynamic shapes. And this will give you lots of practice being able to use this one. So with this one thing that I do whenever I look at an object to retrace, if you're new at doing this, a lot of people want to just start off at one point and do a bunch of straight lines, click, 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 to redraw. There's really nothing wrong with that, but if you want to get a nice smooth curve, here's what I would do. I'm going to delete that for what I'm working on. Think of a curve as the curvature of a clock face, okay? You know, on a clock, you've got 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, excuse me, 3 o'clock, 6, and 9 o'clock. So whenever I see a curve, I'm thinking, okay, here is roughly 6 o'clock, there's 9 o'clock, and there's 12 o'clock. That's where I'm going to try to put each little point that I can work with and move my Bezier curves accordingly. So let's start down here. So I'm going to click once. Around 9 o'clock, right about here, I click, and how do I make a curved line? Click and drag. So I'm going to click and drag, and I may have to move it around. And I'm holding down my mouse. I'm just trying to get it as close as possible. And if I do need to move my point, I can use my space bar and move it around and reposition. That's pretty close right there. By the way, notice that it's filling in that color. Here's your fill and stroke colors, excuse me, at the bottom of your toolbox. This little arrow will swap it out. So now all I'll have is a stroke color, and I don't have to worry about a fill color moving it in. So click and drag. We'll click again at the 12 o'clock and drag out. And you see how with 2 clicks, I got pretty close to that line that was created instead of a bunch of little clicks. Do the same thing for here. Right about 3 o'clock, highest point there. Hey, that was pretty close, just doing that. And I've done this enough to kind of be able to see what I need. And I can see it's getting off, but I'm going to keep going around as much as possible. What would I have to do if I wanted to get rid of this Bezier curve? I want it to be a sharp curve this time. White mouse?
White arrow.
Even before that. How do I click?
Command Shift A.
No? Anybody else want to try? Click the point again. Bingo. If you click the point again, it gets rid of that Bezier curve, and now I'm able to draw a straight point again. And all I'm doing is I'm looking at 3, 6, and 9, and 12. I'll undo, Command Z, and getting that one. If I didn't click this one again, and I tried to click on this point, you can see it curves it way, way too much. So I'm going to undo that one, click it again. I bet I can probably go as far as this and be able to redraw it. Click again, drag, and all the way down. I can use my white arrow, like you were saying. The white arrow allows you to select individual points. And so if I wanted to clean this area up, I can click on it and drag and move it till it gets perfectly in line with that one. Now, of course, if I wanted to, I've got it outlined. If I wanted the fill color to be filled in, with it selected, I can click the little arrow, and it will swap out both the sides. And now I've got it filled in from that one as well. Any questions so far about this? Here's another fun thing if you didn't know about it. So everything that's on the right side or the left side is just mirrored on the right side. So if I make a copy of it, remember I can do Command C and Command V to paste. I can paste it on this side. If I wanted to flip an object, did I tell y'all how to do this? Do y'all remember how to do it? How do you flip an object? Wait, say again? Object, transform, and reflect. So once it's reflected, I can even hit preview. You can see now it's reflected vertically, and I can just move that one into place. So essentially, if you do one half of it, you've got the other half already done, and you can flip it and redo it. I worked on this a little bit sooner, and so this is the one that I've come up with. I want you to recolor it. Have fun with this one. Come up with whatever design you want, as long as you're tracing off the design and reprinting it from there. You will print this off to the color printer, and like I said, if you don't finish it today, it's going to be due before the test on November the 11th. So you've got plenty of time to work on it. It's just a bonus project, so it won't count against you if you don't want to work on it as well. Okay? Everything else today is just a work day, so you should